Hey, yo.
Where's the rum?
Where's the sake?
I actually get people walking in screaming, "Where's the rum?" This shit is
Hey man,
hilarious.
where's the rum?
It's crazy.
Nice.
That's good shit.
So this dude came in yesterday and said he makes ramen from scratch, but ramen is made with sake. I had no idea.
Is
It's
it?
one of the. Well,
I
yeah,
guess maybe a version of it or something.
yeah.
I got
But
people
I'm talking
sending
about.
me.
I'm not talking about the top ramen bullshit. I'm talking about real ramen.
Yeah. I've got people sending me their own Japanese mixes they make when they make booze.
Really,
Mm-hmm.
I used to
That dude's
go.
Sport Medic.
I used to get. I had some good times at Kona Grill off sake.
Yeah.
That reverse happy hour is clutch. How many slap schlongs we got in here?
16. These motherfuckers in here. See,
Yeah.
let's get ready to do a goddamn deal.
Congrats, Ethel Wolf, on the new baby.
Hey, congratulations. Blessings.
Oh,
No sleep for 3 months.
outstanding. Elena. Had a crush on a girl named Elena when I was in junior high school. I was in 6th grade.
She's probably 300 pounds now. That's all good.
Oh, dude. I'm sure. She was from Mexico. Maybe I'll tell that story. It's a funny one.
Here we go.
Live from the Slackers Sports Bar Studios. This is In the Building with Mike Taylor and Rudy J.
Well, he's got the most valuable sports franchise in the world by a wide, considerable margin. He has a fake reputation of one of the great businessmen of all time. And he has advanced to the Final Four of the 2024 In the Building
wow.
Bagtastic Voids Championship as Jerry Jones. He may be the dude to beat, y'all. Let me
Hey,
get the final tally here. Yes, sir.
well, while you do that,
Mhm.
I'm starting to think God loves this show because this
he
ended
does.
up being the matchup,
Mhm.
and then we get real drama with these people in real life. I'm like,
Right.
damn.
Hey,
In the building, we might be all right in 2025.
we're going to be okay. The goal is to become a viral show by the end of 2025, and we're on our way. Jerry Jones lets Micah Parsons know who owns this mother shit. Mother shit? Man, let's go with it. How about Jerry's? It's the biggest blowout so far in this tournament. Jerry Jones winds up with 86% of the vote over the edge rusher Micah Parsons. And Jerry has advanced into the Final Four. And so we have 2 of the Final Four people in. Jerry joins Diddy in the Final Four, and that's the matchup. That's the next matchup in the Final Four. Jerry will take on Diddy next. So congratulations to Jerry. Don't say he doesn't win everything. He may win this whole thing this year. Micah Parsons said yesterday, you mentioned the drama. He now realizes that they don't have much money next year. Stephen Jones said this 3 days ago. It might be worth $11 billion, but there's a salary cap, and we don't have any money.
Now,
The Cowboys are broke.
I'm gonna tell you why. If I'm Micah and I'm Micah's agent,
Hmm.
I'm calling nonsense because
Hmm.
they've been putting Micah's money aside for the last 3 to 5 years. The talk has always been CD, Micah, Dak. It's always been the case. Like, hey, well, I can't pay this guy because I got these 3. I got the big 3. I can't do this because I got the big 3. Zach Martin, we're gonna make you hold out because I got to put money aside for the big 3. been putting money aside for Micah for 3 to 5 years. So I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. And okay, I'm not falling for this. This is Jerry already starting. His team isn't going anywhere. He's already starting how to figure out how to keep his name in the news. Or the other side, I'm like, well, they're finally smartening up and realizing, no, we don't have to pay anybody. We don't have to do anything.
Right.
So I don't know if this is real or this is Yellowstone. You know what I mean? Like I'm on the fence as to where I fall on this. But if I'm Micah and his agent, I take it as a very real threat, and I start conditioning my mind to say, hey, you know what? Maybe I'll go be a Philadelphia Eagle, go home, and kick Jerry's ass twice a year. That's where he wants to be anyway.
Well, it's funny. You said you got to be very careful saying something you just said in that statement. You used the phrase, maybe the Cowboys are smartening up. Be very careful saying that. But here's what we can count on: them to float bullshit. I'm sure it's them. We get rumors all day yesterday that Micah's going to get traded at some point in the offseason. He's got 1 year left on this deal. They know they can't afford him. They don't think he's as valuable as Nick Bosa or TJ Watt, and they may look to move him in the offseason and send him to somebody who wants to take a risk on him with a 1 year deal. And those are just trade rumors. And and that's why Micah even mentioned this. He now realizes that they may not have any money, or he also realizes maybe they are going to trade him. And basically said, look, I'd like to stay here, but if I'm not, I'm not. That's business. So whatever.
They have the money to sign Micah. If they choose not to, it's not because they couldn't figure it out. I saw the Rams spend $1 gazillion the year they won the Super Bowl. They can find the money. If he's not a Cowboys because they're like, we don't really believe you're a franchise changing player anymore. And at the time when we were saving money for you, we did. But as this thing played out and you fade away in December, we realized maybe we don't want to pay you 55 to 60. Maybe we don't want to make you Aaron Donald. Maybe you're not that. So I'm not buying that we don't got the money stuff. When in NFL, while the salary cap is stupid and it is difficult for the players that you really want to keep, you find the money. So I'm not buying this money thing. It's either one, they're hyping it up and they're going to sign him, or two, they've fallen out of love with him, no matter how many jerseys he sells.
Well, they'd be wise to. I mean, of course, what I would do? I would tear the whole thing apart. I'd tear it all down. I would start releasing dudes out the ass when the season is over. And I might even look to trade Micah Parsons. I mean, you cannot tear your franchise down and start over with your salary cap by paying Micah, because, okay, great, then you pay Micah. And now you have no offensive line. Zach Martin's about to retire. You don't know what you have with that kid Tyler Guyton because he can't stay healthy. He's a rookie. They have one good offensive lineman right now that they can really super trust.
Who, Tyler Smith?
That's it. And so great. You get CD, you got Micah, and you got Dak, and then you got 18 car salesmen out there playing for the minimum. And what's that equal? 6-11, or how many games they play.
Well, then, if that's the case,
what are we doing here? We trying to win? I don't think.
Again, this could be a marketing scheme, but if this is real, Mike, then why did you pay Dak?
I don't know.
Then why pay CD?
Because they don't know what they're doing.
If this is real, and I'm skeptical.
Sure. I think they're going to re-sign Micah and go with the 18 car salesman because they still have big name players and take their chances in a division they're about to. If it weren't for the Giants, they'd be in last place.
Only because the youth movement, the guys that are like still on their rookie deals, I'm not overly impressed. Like I could see this being like a real thing. Like if they had some guys on rookie deals that were like, the one that they had that I thought could end up being a star has torn his knee to pieces again in Overshown.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't, you know what I mean? I don't.
He may be done.
I'm gonna let this play out.
They're perpetually in the middle, dude. They're gonna win just enough games to never draft in the top 10 and win 7, 8 games a year and entice all their fans to buy all those effing tickets and go to the Cowboys pro shop and spend their hard-earned paychecks on their $11 billion franchise while they do the same shit over and over and over and over and over.
Now,
over and
Speed Racer X says the problem on
Mhm.
draft day is they're never bad enough to get good picks. See, this is
Yeah.
where I disagree with you. Well, this is where I will have a different opinion. Speed Racer X. Jerry, Steven, and Will. The beauty of a great war room
Mhm.
is finding gems. It can't be all about having great. It can't be all like if that's the case, then Mike and myself and LG could be GMs. If it's just all about getting the pick that makes the most sense every year. No, you have to find a gem in the third. You have to find a gem in the fourth. You have to find a gem late first. Like that's what Jerry says. That's why he's threatening radio host jobs. Like y'all can't do what I do. Okay, you're right, Jerry. Then Speed Racer, it's on him, Will, and his son to find the hidden gems. The great teams aren't built off of great picks. Because if that's the case, the Browns would be better by now. There are certain teams that would just have, gradually improved that the Panthers. The Panthers have had great picks for a long time. It's amounted to nothing. So, no, it's Jerry, Steven, and Will's job to find gems in the third, fourth, fifth, sixth. That's where the draft starts. That's when Jerry could look at Mike and I and say, y'all can't do what I do. Okay, I agree with you. Then prove me wrong. So, no,
I
Racer,
can't do what Will
give you
McClay
that.
does. I can do what Jerry does. I can't do what Will does. I can do what Jerry does. Hey, let's take this kid's. Let's take Deuce Vaughn because his daddy works for me. Let me run down to the locker room and bitch out the special teams coach because we had a block punt. I'm gonna land my chopper in the middle of the fucking 50-yard line on a Wednesday practice week when we're playing a division rival. I'm gonna have a rule in my locker room where all veterans can take the day off every Tuesday and Wednesday if they want to, and then not get pissed when all of them take the day off.
Yeah, nah, man.
And I can ruin the culture, have no culture. Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, anybody can pick top tens. I can pick top tens.
Well, Jerry's in. He's in the Final Four. I can't wait for his matchup with Diddy, which we'll get into next week. The other matchup today in the Bagtastic Voyage Championship Challenge of 2K24 is now up and running for you to vote. Today we have the noted football player, Aaron Rodgers, against the richest human being that has ever lived. It is African-American Elon Musk. Chris Rock hosted SNL this week. Chris did a funny bit about Elon technically is an African-American. You just don't, when you see him shirtless like that, you don't think African-American, but indeed he is. It is a colossal California prick, Aaron Rodgers, against a human beluga whale in Elon. Hasn't Elon lost some of that, though? Didn't he go on a health kick in the last year or so trying to lose that?
I don't know.
I don't follow. Like a boat outing? God.
Have to be. This picture reminds me of this guy that I see on Instagram a lot. And his bit is, if you're a man and you make over $150,000 a year, call me. I want to get you in shape. And all the comments, I'm like, yo, what the hell does this guy mean? I read the comments and everybody's mad. Like, what? If you're poor, can't get in shape, can't buy a program. And the guy, he explained it and he was like, look, there's a bunch of broke guys that are shredded because they have to be. He goes, rich guys are fat and nasty because they don't gotta be. Look at Elon. You see what I'm saying? Like, so I was like, damn, when I saw that picture, I was like, yo, everything that guy said makes sense. Because when you're filthy rich, you're like, yo, chick, you wanna get in that Camry or you want to get in this Bugatti? I got a dad bod, but what do you want? She gonna get in the Bugatti 9 times out of 10.
Right.
So his bit is if you make over 150,000, come talk to me. I'm like, let me get you shape. And Elon, what he got 13 wives with that body,
got 7 baby mamas that we know about
with that body.
Yes, sir. Bet your ass.
See what I'm saying? And I'm broke with that body.
Well, Rudy,
so
it's
shit.
about the connection. He and I
Elon's doing
connected.
better than
It's
me.
not his body. We had a
Bullshit.
connection. Elon, who was in court battle with his old partner. LG probably knows who Sam Altman's his name. He's also one of the richest men on the planet. Sam Altman has an AI company.
Okay.
He and Elon started OpenAI together some years ago. Then he and, of course, Sam had a falling out, and Elon started XAI. Not that I'm some science AI geek. I just read it in the paper. And so they're in court now because Elon does not want Sam Altman to be able to go public with OpenAI. It's AI bullshit. It's billionaire versus billionaire.
What it's that's the other thing. We worried about Diddy and Jay-Z. Meanwhile, Zuckerberg and Elon are fighting to have the biggest AI companies and control us all and sell us all robots and shit. Like
well,
we're worried about dumb shit while there's some real shit going on that we ain't paying any attention to because it just doesn't register with us because we're not at that level.
Elon Musk is literally trying to take over the earth. That's what he's doing.
Right. And we talking about Diddy.
Right. Like Elon also wants to start his own email server to compete with Gmail. He wants to run the world. I've said this before. There's about 10 people on the planet, and Elon's one of them, along with Bezos, a couple of dudes in India, a couple of dudes up in the Silicon Valley, Zuckerberg, one of them. If they all got together, they could run the world. The world would have one government if they really, really wanted to, because those guys together could buy a military and start a country and run the planet and have it based in like 3 or 4 different cities. The earth could have one government in the future. I do believe that's possible. People think I'm being crazy. Taylor, you're going to wind up shooting some CEO and living in a shack in Montana. No, I really do think in 150, 200 years, I think we're going to have like one world government. I think we're headed that way for sure.
Well, thank God men are stupid and men have too much testosterone.
Are they?
And men have too much ego. Men have too much ego. They would never join forces because they want to beat the other guy.
Maybe. But
so I think we're all right.
I still don't think he's a bigger douchebag than Aaron Rodgers is, though. At least Elon has something. I'm telling you right now, y'all can bag on Elon all you want, and I take shit for this. Another thing that'll happen in 100 years is all of our kids will be reading about Elon Musk in history books. Well, I guess virtual history books that appear out of the sky, whatever a history book looks like in 200 years. Elon's going to go down as one of the greatest living people of our time.
Well, I'm going to ask
despite his egomaniacal ways.
I'm going to ask my congressman to remove that from the history books.
Hey, we don't want to whitewash history.
I didn't say that, for the record. Mike said it.
I know Rudy's taking it on Rudy. The chin. Apparently Rudy's catching hell this week.
Oh God, I didn't say it. What's today? Tuesday. We're 2 shows in, and I haven't race baited once.
Okay, yeah, stop turning our show into Roots, Rudy.
Yeah, that's how they make me out. That's what they make me out to be, Mike.
No,
they make me out to be Dr. Umar Johnson.
Yeah, but we got 2 lily white D-bags right here. Give me number 8. Give me Aaron Rodgers. That guy's at least Elon has something where he contributes to society. I don't know what Aaron Rodgers contributes to anybody anymore. Aaron Rodgers is an insufferable asshole and a colossal douchebag. And only Aaron Rodgers does a reality docuseries about how he hates fame. I hate fame, so let me go do a docuseries about how much I hate fame. Because I hate fame, but let me go do a documentary about myself to get more famous.
And it's sad because, there's a lot of great quarterbacks that only won one. He won a Super Bowl, won 4 MVPs, went to like 4 or 5 NFC championships. It sucks because he's super duper talented. He's one in a million, truly 1 in a million can do what he has done, what he accomplished in Green Bay.
It'll be forgotten,
but
he's an asshole.
It's overshadowed because, he's sitting there talking shit on Pat McAfee's show about guys like Ryan Clark that, guys don't remember their career, so they got to come on TV. Because Ryan has some harsh things to say about Aaron. And he's like, well, guys don't remember certain guys' careers, so they got to get on TV so they can be relevant. But I'm like, bro, you're literally on a kicker's platform. that nobody knows for kicking that paid you to do the same thing you talking shit about Ryan Clark about.
Right.
Like,
He's a
what?
hypocrite.
He's an asshole.
He's
I
an
voted
asshole.
for Aaron. I vote
Major
for Aaron. He's
asshole.
an asshole. I would not want to share ayahuasca with him.
God, no. That's another thing that makes him a douche. I hate the douche that acts like he's all deep. I can't I know a lot of D-bags that are super shallow, and they know it. They listen to Top 40 radio, and they go to Walmart and Costco, and they're a regular dude. I cannot stand D-bags who act like they're this enlightened human. And the ayahuasca thing was an example of that. The thing, the day where he spent 3 days in a darkened tent so he can find himself. God, well, he didn't find himself. People Magazine,
Mm-hmm.
in a new Netflix docuseries about Aaron Rodgers, the NFL quarterback laments how fame has impacted his life, and then throws his ex-girlfriends under the bus and says that the women he dated throughout his career have contributed to his celebrity and he regrets it. People previewed the show Aaron Rodgers Enigma, which begins streaming today, and its 3 installments largely focus on Rodgers' career trajectory.
But
and
he
his
hates
recent
fame.
controversy. But he hates fame, right? But he sits down and does a three-part show about himself in which he talks about hating fame. During the second episode of the series, Rodgers, who's now 41, says he hated the notoriety that came with winning the Super Bowl back in 2010. And he hated doing those State Farm commercials, but I guess he felt pressure to do it, whatever, by his agency. In the series, he says, I always find it interesting when people say in reference to the off-field detention, well, this is what you signed up for. I say F that. I never signed up for that fame. I signed up for football because I loved the game and I got great at it because I'm hyper-competitive and super motivated. But there's this whole other part that comes with it that's a lot of great stuff, but a lot of effing weird stuff, too. Like, sorry, bro. I'm just supremely talented. I don't want the fame. What a fucking asshole. And then throws his ex-girlfriends under the bus. I didn't do myself any favors, he says, with some of the girls I dated that were in the public eye. Okay, yeah, you don't like fame, but yet you date Olivia Munn, who's a famous actress. You don't like fame, but then you date Danica Patrick. And when he dated Danica Patrick, it was at the apex of her fame, when she was the it girl because she was a race car driver. What a douche noggle he is. I don't vote in the D-bag tournament, but boy, if I did, I would vote for Aaron Rodgers way easier than I would vote for Elon. They should make prisoners, as punishment for bad behavior, watch the Aaron Rodgers docuseries. What a God. What a piece of work he is. So vote in the D-bag of the year. All right, we have an appearance to get ready for Sunday. Now we know where we're going to be. The Thousand Oaks location of Slackers. This Sunday, me and the boys will be hanging out, not doing a show. We may post on Twitter or something. We'll see how things go. Or X.
Yeah, we'll do a little something. We always we're social media conscious.
On Sunday, we're going to just do a hang. Call it a meet and greet, a hangout, whatever. At Slackers, the Thousand Oaks location. That's the one right off of 281. We've been over there before. That's where we interviewed that little pop singer.
The old
Rudy.
Sherlock's. If you've never been, you've been to the old Sherlock's. Legendary
same
spot.
Same spot. So we'll be at the Thousand Oaks Slackers this Sunday from 5 to 7. As we not only get ready for Clickbait's Tampa Bay Bucks, we get ready to put money in the kettle. I'm going to have the In the Building Salvation Army kettle with me on Sunday. So come hang out, drink a beer with us, put some money in the kettle, and we'll lead you up till about 7 o'clock. And then, of course, kickoff between Cowboys and Bucks will be 7:25 or whatever the Sunday night kickoffs are. So that's this Sunday at Slackers Thousand Oaks, the official sports bar of In the Building. It is Slackers. All right. By the way,
I'm trying to see what we got here. This is this in? No, I was trying to see. Thank you. Where is? Oh, this is. So, could we possibly get a flag planting by Baker? Baker is pro flag planting. Baker plant a Buccaneer flag in the middle of Jerry World. in honor of Tom Brady being, going out versus the Dallas Cowboys. I'd
Is this
love to
at
see
Jerry
Baker.
World this game?
Yes, I would love to see Baker plant a Buccaneer flag in the middle of Jerry World.
I
Because
would
you know
too.
why I want to see it, Mike? There's only one reason. Not because I don't give a damn. I want to see who it would matter to. Remember when Jeff Teague was like, no, was it Jeff Teague? No, it wasn't Jeff Teague.
George
What
Teague,
was
yes.
George
T.O.
Teague?
and Teague, yeah.
Yeah. I want to see what Cowboy would go and try and kick his ass for it. That
Not
I don't
one.
care about.
Not
I want
one.
to see who would give a damn.
Not one.
If you had to pick one Cowboy that would try to kick Baker Mayfield's ass for planting a flag in Jerry World, what Cowboy would it be? You got to pick one.
Well, I might have said Micah just because he's hot-headed enough to do it, but that was before Micah's comments this week about, well, if I get traded, that's fine. It's business. I don't know. I don't think there's one guy.
Damn. The fact that you can't think of anybody like that speaks volumes.
Bunch of pizzas on that team. I hope Baker Mayfield throws for 400 yards and they light the Cowboys' ass up. That's what I hope happens. But put money in my kettle before the kickoff. So,
so
I'm
come
so
hang
out
out
on
with this Sunday
Come
at
hang.
Slackers from 5 to 7.
Indeed.
So
My
that's me letting
kettle's
my
also
wife
going to
know
be.
she got to go to Slackers Sunday.
Yeah, let her know. So my boy Brad with the Salvation Army also wants people to know that the kettle will be out before Sunday.
Where?
Although we'd like you to come out to Slackers on Thousand Oaks Sunday for sure. Let's see. Mike, can you do a post or mention to encourage people to come out today and put money in your kettle? Come out today. Let's push hitting your $2,000 goal. So the kettle will be on display today from 4 to 6 p.m. at Patton F. Middle School. Oh, no. Some staff from Patton F. Middle School will be ringing my bell at the Walmart at 410 in Evers today from 4 to 6.
Man.
So teachers are going to have my kettle out at a Walmart on 410 and Evers between 4 and 6 today. So if you happen to be going into the Walmarts today on 410 and Evers this evening after work, make sure you put a few bucks in the building kettle for us. Thank you.
The thoughts and views of this next take are of Rudy J and Rudy J's alone. I love how Mike can raise $25,000 a year, but hey, you better get that kettle. You better hit your kettle goal too. Like, damn, Brad. He only raises $25,000 a year for y''all. He also
that ain't got nothing to do with the kettle. That's barbecue.
I don't give a damn. That's $25,000. We'll take the $2,000 from the damn barbecue and put it in the kettle. Like, good Lord, Brad. Hey, what's up, Brad? Love you, Brad. Brad will not hesitate to. He does his job, but I'm like, let's make sure you hit your goal. He hits his goal in May.
One thing, hey man, can't do it all. There's pressure. We're up like $600. We have another week.
You already got 600?
600 some bucks. Yeah,
awesome.
We've had way more at this time, but I can't get old people to listen to the podcast. When I was on the radio, we'd always raise a lot more money in that kettle. But I can't get old people stuck in their ways to flip over and watch us on the internets. That's one of the places that some collateral damage this year is lack of funds in that kettle. Normally we have $3,000 by now, but I can't do everything. I'm not a miracle. I'm not Aaron Rodgers talented. I'm not a miracle worker.
Well,
all right. You texted me something this morning.
What did I text you?
What is your dream blunt rotation?
Somebody asked Snoop that, and again, I don't partake in the hippie lettuce anymore. But if this new weed is too strong, it makes me weird. I took like 3 years off. I came back, smoked, almost jumped off the roof. So I can't partake anymore. But when they asked Snoop Dogg what his dream blunt rotation was, I was like, damn, that is actually a great question. Because I need LG for this because I know he has a dream
blunt rotation. Like
first of all,
strands,
strands of pot. No, like who would you like? You say you smoking with 3 guys. What would those 3 or girls?
Oh, who do you want to smoke with? Okay.
Now, first of all, post-COVID,
Mhm.
we don't pass weed anymore.
Bullshit.
I think, yeah, everybody smokes on their own. I
I
bet
pass it
you.
around because of COVID.
But what would be your dream blunt rotation?
It's a tough one.
Well,
That's-
some of them I wouldn't be able to keep up with, like Willie Nelson,
Yeah,
Woody
Oh,
Harrelson.
I knew Willie was gonna make your rotation.
I wouldn't be able to keep up. I would try, but I'd tap out pretty quick. What about you, LG?
They have to be alive? Or
Yeah.
No, never.
Okay.
Oh, okay. No. Okay. Cool.
Probably a gifted unlimited rhymes universal. Like to throw
Gifted
back a blunt
Unlimited.
with him.
Oh, Guru,
Yeah.
sweet. I like it.
Maybe Black Thought from the Roots.
I like
Going all
it.
hip hop here. I don't know. I'd like to smoke with Cheech and Chong.
You have to put
Imagine
Cheech and
that.
Chong in there, right?
That would be badass.
I would throw Denzel in there because Denzel's enlightening as he's gotten older.
You got to watch
Probably-
out though. He'll sprinkle some angel dust in there.
Yeah, he sprinkles some angel dust in there because
He don't
yeah,
do that shit anymore.
Well,
There's a boy
in
right
Training
here's on
Day
the
he
cover of
did.
this
Look at
month's
that.
Esquire.
Gladiator 2 was great too, by the way. I went and saw it.
Oh, you saw it?
Nice.
Of course.
Oh wow, is it still in the movies?
Yeah. Because
Oh,
this
okay.
flicks over here, like down the street from my house on Wednesdays, it's
Yeah.
$5. So
Right.
me and my wife, we wait till the kids go to school. They
Mhm.
don't know. We don't post. And we go to the movies on Wednesdays without
Neither
them.
wants to go see Gladiator with me tonight. I'm down to see Gladiator. I love the first
Yeah.
one. Just
Yeah,
like people that I
probably.
know would smoke. I mean, like I could say Jesus, but I don't know if he smoked. You know,
I throw one back. I put one in the sky with Barack. Barack used to smoke up in South Side, North Side Chicago.
Obama. Yeah, I'd smoke with Obama. I'd smoke with Eddie. I'd like to smoke with Ed. Like my favorite human beings are like include Ed Vedder
And
and Willie Nelson.
Probably Denzel, Barack, and Tyson.
Mike Tyson would be fun.
Now Tyson's scary because you don't even know. Like you just be sitting there having a conversation. Next thing you know, you've pissed Mike off. So
Yeah, I don't know if I can party with Mike Tyson. I don't think I could enjoy myself because I'd always have one eye on Mike. I'd be ready to run. I couldn't relax. You know what I mean? You can't relax
Right.
around Mike Tyson.
right.
All right. It is.
Oh, you
in
know
the
what?
building.
Manziel too. I throw
Mhm.
Manziel in my rotation.
Johnny Manziel.
I like Johnny. I like Johnny football.
I'd like to blaze up with Tim Duncan.
Timmy would be good.
Tim is a low key pothead, right?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a guy I could relax with.
Allegedly, we have no proof. Calm down, San Antonio. But Timmy's a pothead, right?
I believe he is
It's true.
now. Maybe not while he was playing, but I think he's indulged in it now. I mean, look at his he looks like a dreadlock Rasta these days.
Well, he's from St. Croix, for fuck's sake. If they put weed on the money. Come on, it's not a stretch to suggest that it may or may not be a fact that Timmy has smoked a time or two. In which, by the way, they all should. All those guys in the NBA. That's why there's no policy, because even the former players that are now general managers still smoke on the regular.
Well, you saw Calvin
Running
Johnson,
10
aka
miles a night up and
Megatron.
down a court. Shit. What's that?
Megatron said he smoked after every football game for recovery.
As he should. His body's destroyed. You're
Yeah.
putting yourself through a car wreck every day. Hell yeah, it's better than drinking and popping fucking pain pills. Not even close.
It is way better than popping
marijuana is
pain
a pet
pills.
peeve of mine. This is a trigger. This is one of my trigger words.
I didn't mean to trigger you.
Anyway, yeah, you triggered me. I get mad because marijuana is still considered a drug. It pisses me off. All right. We did get a release yesterday from Greg Popovich, speaking of Spurs. Did y'all
You
read
have
the
it?
statement? I do. Let me
Yeah.
see.
Okay, let's do it.
Get the glasses out here. All right. So I wanted to see what you thought about Pop's statement that he released. This is the first time we've actually heard from Pop since we found out that he had the stroke. Statement from Greg Popovich. This has certainly been an unexpected 6 weeks for my family and me. As we work together on my recovery, I want to take a moment to share that the outpouring of support we've received during this time has been truly overwhelming in the best way possible. While I wish I could get back to each one of you, for now, let me say that my family and I are forever grateful. We're thankful for our wonderful community, the entire Spurs organization, and our family and friends. No one is more excited to see me return to the bench than the talented individuals who have been leading my rehabilitation process. They've quickly learned that I'm less than coachable. Makes it funny at the end about being a bad patient.
How long do you think it took the Spurs staff to convince him that he needed to release a statement? Because Pop always it's not a bit. Like, he doesn't think he matters. Like, it's way more important things going on. I'm sure it took a lot of convincing for him to
I
want to
think
release a
Pop's close.
statement.
I think the fact that Pop agreed to release a statement and or has decided to, however that shook down, tells me that he is about to return pretty soon. Maybe like January.
Interesting thought.
Because
Well,
why come out and release a statement and crack a joke about getting back and so thankful for the support and blah blah blah? I mean, pretty much guaranteed he's coming back. I've wondered whether or not he would or could or should even, but it looks like from that statement there he's planning on it.
yeah, well, like I have a really, really, really close family member that's gone through it, but they didn't
Mhm.
have that type of rehab. But watching the Jamie Foxx Netflix special, which he had a
Mhm.
brain bleed / stroke,
Mhm.
it was a long process for him to get back to normal. Like, some people get back to normal right away. Some people, like Jamie said, he couldn't walk. He had to learn to walk again, learn to talk again, learn to think, not be cloudy. So, when you hear this and then you look up and you're like, damn, he's still not back. And, listening to Jamie Foxx, which it really wasn't a comedy special. It was kind of a celebration / this is what happened to me. It's like, oh, okay, well, yeah. And then Pop, on top of it, you're 70, in your mid 70s. I can see why it's been 6 weeks. When you hear a stroke victim tell you the process back to normalcy.
I can see, and of course, I've got this is just us shooting the shit. I don't have a lot to. I mean, I don't have much to say on that statement other than it looks like he's ready to.
He's
He's
coming
getting.
back.
He
Yeah.
wants to come back. My response is should he come back? Why? For what? To travel around on fucking airplanes again half the year? Getting to
Motion
hotels
is
at 4 a.m.
Mike,
at
your guy,
75?
your guy, your guy, Doc Jason Garrett said motion is lotion. Use your mind. Keep moving. Keep going. There's some people, like, as soon as you just shut it down, I think the body follows.
I agree with that, but it's one thing to get out and walk a mile every day and pick your garden. It's another thing to coach 25-year-old NBA players in arenas every night across the country and the travel. Like I could see a thing where maybe he just does home games. Couldn't you
Mm.
see that? Or like Mitch coaches once out of every 3 games and Pop's there too. I don't know. I just don't know how you come back full time and be an NBA coach. Motion is lotion, which means get out and walk around the hood. Travel when you can. But traveling
Yeah.
every night as an NBA coach takes a lot out of the body. And then you got to stand there and you got to coach all night. It's just the
Tough.
demands of that job. I just don't know why he would want to anymore. You know, but it looks like that statement looks like he has every intention of coming back. Well, I'm not. That's a good thing. This is an auspicious thing that we've heard from him. Um, I'll say this too, though. We don't know what kind of physical condition he's in. You can write
Mm.
whatever you want in a statement until I actually see him on camera speaking. I won't be able to really get a good idea of how he's doing. You can write it. You can write anything you want. But what if he still has a slurred speech or he has, part of his face that's not back? I don't even know what his conditions were. Like, I don't even know what his symptoms were. I'm just guessing, you know? I just don't know. When I'm 75 years old, my ass ain't going to be traveling around. No, I'm going to be chilling. I'll stay active, but I'm not going to be traveling all. I don't see it. I don't think I'll ever love anything enough to just like I always want to be active. I'm gonna be that old man where my kids, they're probably going to take my keys from me because my ego is
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna want to give my keys up. I'm always gonna stay active, but I'm not one of these, I'm not chasing. Like I don't live for a job.
Mm-mm.
I've never been that way. I'm like Aaron Rodgers, Rudy. I just happen to be super talented at this particular job. I didn't ask for this
So
talent. The Lord chose to give me this incredible ability. I don't like any of the fame that comes with our job, but I'm just really good at it. I'll
so will
guarantee you
I
I won't be doing it at 75 if I can
so at
help it.
75, will I see
Unless I
you
need the
walking
money,
around?
and Pop don't need the money.
Will you be walking around the mall at 10 a.m.,
Yeah. Hell
not
yeah.
shopping, just
Yep.
walking?
Not buying a thing, stopping and sleeping
Uh,
on the exercise chair or whatever, or the relaxer chair, and yeah, that's me. I got my coffee. I'll listen to music and I'll watch good TV and I'll stay active. And I ain't gonna be. I'm not gonna be doing a job.
I
I
hope
don't
I'm
think
not.
so anyway. If
I
I'm doing a
hope I'm not.
job at 75, it's because I need to, and I can't pay the
Right,
bills if I don't.
right, right.
Otherwise, I just don't see why you would. But it's all Pop's ever done. And his kids are all grown. His wife's passed. Maybe that's what keeps him going. But a stroke is a hell of a thing. Not even Jamie Foxx is traveling around every single night coaching an NBA team.
And he's a young, in shape,
Sure.
active.
Right.
Like what he went through, I was like, damn.
I know.
And it's just it's weird.
Well, at least we heard from Pop,
Well,
and that's
speedy
good because
recovery, Pop.
I was
Hope you're
worried
doing
about
better,
him there
brother.
for a hot minute. All right, let's do some punches today, presented by the Law Office of Orlando Kell. It is people I want to punch here on In the Building. Who
You
do
go
we
ahead.
want to punch and why? You want me to go first? All right.
Why not?
I want to punch Fort Worth's own Taylor Sheridan, who
Who's
is
that?
absolutely the preeminent television writer of his time. He
Is
is
this
the most
somebody that
successful.
is a Yellowstone person?
Yellowstone, Sicario, Hell or High
Damn.
Water, 1823, or 1876, 1923, Tulsa King. I mean, all
He
his
did
shit.
Tulsa King too.
I
Wow.
believe he does Tulsa King. He basically, Landman. I mean, Taylor now basically is Paramount Television. But I want to punch him for not swallowing his massive ego, and he has his massive ego, sir, not his massive penis. Punch Taylor Sheridan for not just taking the knee and letting Kevin Costner have his way. He and Kevin Costner had beef. It led to
Mhm.
Kevin Costner leaving Yellowstone during the middle of the final season, one of the great shows of all time, and it just ruined the show. They should have never brought the show back. So what happened was they had the right. They were in the middle of filming the last season. Writer's strike hits, and while the writer's strike was going on, Kevin Costner had beef with Taylor Sheridan over things that Kevin wanted to do. Taylor wouldn't have it. It was a big ego versus ego. It's Taylor's show, not Kevin's, but I would have let Kevin have his way. I mean, you're in the final season. This is the lead character of your very popular show, and you let him walk. And the result was, so they come back and they wind up doing the second half of season 5 without Kevin Costner's character, John Dutton, the lead character of the entire fucking show. And it was terrible. The second half of the last season of Yellowstone sucked.
Okay, so the finale was what, yesterday or something? Because I had people
It was
coming in
Sunday
like
night.
it was Sunday night, like, yo, I'm
Sunday night.
buying liquor because I got to go
Mhm.
watch the finale of Yellowstone. I'm like, what
Yeah.
the hell? What is
Yeah.
wrong with you people?
Yeah. It wound up being a parody of that show.
It was terrible.
Without Kevin. It was terrible. And I tweeted this out this morning, and I don't want to give away spoilers.
Yeah, don't
but
spoil it because some people
no, it's
haven't
fine.
watched it.
Well, so it is the only show that I've ever loved and thought was great that by the end of the show, I hated everybody in the fucking show. I hated everybody.
Doesn't that mean they're good actors?
No, that means the writing sucked. There was just like Rip Wheeler is one of my all-time favorite television characters. And so when Kevin Costner's character dies, which we all know happens, that's the only reason they wrote him off the show in death. It became about Rip, and Rip's character, it just stayed the same. There was no enlightenment. There was no. Everybody's a murderer in that show. Everyone's evil. No one's likable. And if I ever see the woman who plays Beth Dutton on the street, I might scissor kick her in the jejune. The least likable character in television history is the gal that played Beth Dutton, John Dutton's daughter. They never should have kept going when Kevin Costner quit. Just let it in. But that's not how we do in America, is it? We just don't let things be great. We got to keep going and going and going. There's already 2 spinoffs to Yellowstone, which I probably won't watch any of them. You know, and so Taylor Sheridan is an egotistical dude. You know, he likes to come off. He writes characters. You know, he writes Western characters, or even not like Landman's a modern show that's taking place in regular time. But these are, you know, good old strong, good Southern men. But there's a difference between not having sugar in your britches and being a real man and being a toxic asshole. And all the characters in Yellowstone, by the end of it, were just a bunch of assholes. And it was unfortunate. Very disappointing finale. And I love Yellowstone, and I think I sat down last night and actually ranked my all-time favorite shows. I've got Yellowstone 5th all time, despite how horrible the last part of the seasons were. Yeah. The second half of the last season was ass.
You're not
Taylor Sheridan.
You're not giving Costner any Aaron Rodgers treatment? Hey, Kevin, Sheridan knows what he's doing. Let him be. No Aaron Rodgers for Kevin Costner?
No, because Kevin Costner was still Aaron Rodgers in his prime with the Packers. Without Kevin Costner, that show wound up being 5-11 and drafting in the top 10 of the draft. That show was terrible. And the ending was all rushed. We got closure on some stuff, but it was rushed and it was hurried and it was not realistic. One of my favorite things about Yellowstone, the first 4 seasons, was even though a bunch of over-the-top shit was going on, it was still believable. It was still realistic. But this last season, none of that was realistic. There's no way they could have gotten away with any of the shit they were doing. It was terrible. And it looks like a lot of Thunderdome agrees with me. And it's disappointing because I love Yellowstone.
You know what sucks about that? Mm-hmm. It sucks that it went down that way because that was the first cultural phenomenon in quite some time. Like, I've never seen one episode. I've never seen 3 seconds of it. Mm-hmm. But it was the first show in a long time where it felt like I have had a little FOMO. If I wasn't 47 and I don't really give a shit what y'all are doing, I'm going to do what I want. Like, if I was 35, I would have stopped down and watched Yellowstone because I did have a little bit of case of fear of missing out. Like, damn, what is this? What's going on? I have guys in my cigar chat, guys in my golf chat talking Yellowstone. But again, I'm just too old to give a shit. But it's been the first, especially when we're talking about appointment TV. Seemed like a big deal. So it's unfortunate that it went down that way.
Right. And Ruben makes a good point. Kevin Costner wanted time off so he could make his other movies he did. And they were terrible. The movie that Kevin Costner went and made sucked. You know, Kevin has a massive ego, but your show was brilliant with him. You've got 8 more episodes. Just let Kevin have his fucking way. Let the show end beautifully, you know, and move on. Let it end on a high. And it was a fart in the wind. And it's unfortunate. But it's this need to press on and keep going. Because we can't just let everything be we can't just let something be awesome and just let it be awesome in perpetuity. We always have to, let's have a spinoff, or let's have part 2. The college years. I mean, just let something be great, man. We don't have to keep going with stuff. Just let it be awesome. and
Yeah.
Yellowstone's tainted. Even though I sat down and wrote it down, because the first 4 seasons was just, and you and I, we're a little different. The shit we watch, like you probably haven't watched a lot of westerns in your life. I'm assuming, based on what I know
I used
about
to
you so
watch them with
far.
my granddad.
Like, did you watch Lonesome Dove, the
Oh
Larry
no,
McMurtry novels?
none of that.
That's the last time we had great westerns being written. Westerns back in the day, in the 50s and 60s and 70s, were huge in American,
I
pop culture.
disagree. Deadwood was the best Western series ever made, hands down.
Well, okay, that's fine. You can say that, but Deadwood was great, but it wasn't a phenomenon. And how
Yes,
long did it
yes,
last?
it was. 3 seasons.
How long did it go?
3 seasons and a movie, but it was up against The Sopranos and The Wire at the time. So it
No,
didn't
I
get a
agree
lot
with
of
LG.
fanfare.
Deadwood was great, but my point was we had lots of great westerns 50 years ago, and they've been pretty few and far between. Deadwood's certainly one of them. Lonesome Dove was a massive cultural phenomenon. The great Larry McMurtry, the Texan who wrote all those, and that was huge because it was like a long series and everything back in the early 90s. Deadwood was good, LG. I'm not trying to forget about it. But they're not very often. But Taylor Sheridan resurrected the Western. But what was cool about it was, and the point I was going to make was, he's writing brilliant Westerns, but in modern times. It's not cowboys and Indians. It's oil men. It's landmen. It's businessmen in modern days, And and Yellowstone was full of, it was depth. It was deep and full of ardor, and it was beautiful, and it painted, the frontier of what's left of it. Montana and Big Sky Country is this beautiful place in America, and it was great. But then Kevin Costner bails, and your show goes to shit. And I also think I agree with Ruben's other point. You cannot do as many shows as Taylor Sheridan is doing simultaneously and not have them all get affected. Why you got 6 shows at one time, Holmes? And maybe they're all good, but none of them are great. Wouldn't you rather have one great show than 5 okay shows?
Not to be cliche, but
Mm-hmm.
quality over quantity.
Absolutely, man, for sure. Who did Deadwood, LG? Like who wrote
I don't
those?
know.
David Milch.
Milch. Okay, I'm familiar with the name. I think.
Yeah.
Just unfortunate, man. And see, and look, Deadwood was what, 3 seasons?
Yeah, 3 seasons, and then
Yeah.
they did a movie to wrap it up like 10 years
Okay.
later.
Yeah, but we haven't had 14 spinoffs and all this kind of shit. It's just,
Oh, no.
it's great. And it's always going to be known as great, where Yellowstone's going to be known as a show that ran off Kevin Costner and fizzled at the end. That's going to be part of its history. It's unfortunate.
I felt that way about Better Call Saul. Breaking Bad was out of this world. Better Call Saul, for a lot of people's opinion, really good. But Breaking Bad was thriller. You know what I mean? Breaking Bad was thriller. Better Call Saul was bad. Michael Jackson's album. You know what I mean? Like, it was good.
Yeah.
Dirty Diana. It's cool,
Right.
but it wasn't thriller.
Sure.
So
Right.
yeah, I get where you're coming from.
Man. So anyway, punch Taylor Sheridan, and I love the guy. He's raised in Fort Worth. Love Yellowstone. Watched the first season of 1923. Really liked that, but I'm gonna need to take a break from all these Taylor. I'm watching Landman, and he does that. But even that show, I'm like, okay, I like it. I don't love it so far. I love Billy Bob Thornton, and I'm going to watch Landman.
We all
first
do. We all
season.
love Billy Bob.
I'm going to watch season 1 of Landman and then make my mind up on whether or not I want to come back. And right now, I don't know. I feel like Micah Parsons. I may or may not be here next year with Landman. Who you punching today, sir?
I want to punch people. Look, obviously, we're not the only people, the only living thing in this world, wherever you want to talk about it. I get it. It's cool to believe.
Oh, Bob Saget. Punch whoever's in charge of LG. Oh, here you go.
When
Keep
you're
going.
seeing drones, you don't have
Drones.
to act like they're aliens. Like, they're drones. They're not aliens. It's all good. You don't have to act like they're aliens when you know that they're drones.
I think the drones have just knocked his. I think the drones have just blown Rudy's house up.
There we
There
go.
you go.
All right.
Where'd you
Yeah.
go?
Hey.
Did a drone come over your house and shoot a missile?
Yeah, like, dude, they're drones. There was hey, did you see the UFO sightings? Fool, that's not a UFO. Okay. Like I've come around. Like I was one of the people that really didn't believe in other beings, but I've come around. But whenever like if you see a drone, it's a drone. You don't have to act like it's a UFO. Even if it's hovering over New Mexico. Like we want to believe in aliens so bad, which is fine. That even when we see drones, we're like, did you see the UFO? No, I didn't see no UFO, fool. I saw a bunch of drones getting footage of whatever they're getting footage of. We don't
Have we
have to force.
determined whose drones those were yet, though, that were hovering over New Jersey?
Now that part I don't know.
That's the mystery. What are they?
But they weren't UFOs though. They weren't UFOs. Conspiracy guy. So Punch conspiracy, but not even conspiracy guy. Punch got like it's not a conspiracy. There's other things that have roamed this world. I'm fine with that. But those were drones, sir. Relax. So
LG,
punch
you
them.
got anybody you need to punch? LG from Tokyo, Japan? How are we doing?
Not really. Just punch myself for catching a cold this morning. So
you know
I
what?
hear you're under the weather.
Yeah, I've been feeling like shit all day. I think it's because it's like 35 degrees outside, and then when you go into the subway, they have the heat on like 90. And so it's like constant, like, take the jacket off, go back outside, freeze, take the jacket off. So it's like, but at least it was my last day here. So
I'm just happy I didn't get you sick.
Yeah, I appreciate you staying home.
Or do you have crotch rot? You sure you don't have the clap? You can get fever having the clap. Last time I had the clap, I had a bad fever.
No, they got pills for that.
All right. Make sure you have access to it.
Yep. So, anyway.
All right. Anyway, Orlando Kell brings us people I want to punch every day. If you need a family lawyer, if the Christmas season has reminded you that you hate your old lady and it's time to lop her ass off, you can't take her to the train station because you'll go to prison. But what you can do is call our guy, Orlando Kell, the official family lawyer of In the Building. It's 210-775-4995, or you can email the man directly, orlandokilllaw@gmail.com, orlandokilllaw@gmail.com. All right, so Rudy, what is your favorite television show of all time? I think LG's is Deadwood or Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, freak! I forgot about Curb. Damn.
What's yours, LG? Like, what's your all-time favorite? Is it Deadwood?
Probably, I'd say it is Deadwood. Yeah.
Damn, Curb was good. Man, when I got to looking at this yesterday after you told me this is so tough. Like, when I looked up 80s and 90s sitcoms, Mike, there was so much great television. I mean, fantastic television. But if I'm going again, this is my number one. Doesn't mean it was really number one. But for me, it's Martin. That was the only show that, like, on Thursday night, 7 o'clock, 7:30, I was at home. Like, even if I was hooping, playing hide and seek, whatever the case was, I was at home. My all-time favorite. I still watch Martin reruns to this day. If Martin clips pop up on social, I'm watch them over and over. For me, it was Martin, the Martin Show. But there was so much great television in the 80s and 90s. I don't know if they just stopped paying writers, but dude, Married with Children was great. That was such a great show. Their dynamic. It was like the first show where, like, yo, that's how marriage really is. Like, yo, we're gonna talk shit about each other, but at the end of the day, we love each other and we love these kids, but it's toxic at times.
I love Married with Children. Even today, it's great.
It is
like great. I could go on and on, but for number one overall, probably Martin. What's your number one overall?
Breaking Bad.
Yeah. And you know what? I say Martin's number one, but I've watched Breaking Bad all the way through 3 times.
Wow.
3.
Dude, I still watch clips on YouTube when I'm bored. I just watch like a 4-minute clip of a random show that YouTube just gives me in an algorithm when I'm just sitting around not doing anything. I
The
loved
Wire was great too.
and there was a spinoff. There was a movie spinoff too, called
El Camino. Did you
with
like
Aaron
El
Paul.
Camino?
It was
I
fine.
thought it was good.
And
I thought it was
loved
good
Jesse.
too.
I loved that character, and I wanted to see him make it. I wanted Jesse to win.
Same.
And again, I'm a proponent of just letting things be. If it's great, it's great. But
Right.
I really loved Jesse Pinkman, that character that Aaron Paul played, and so I needed to see Jesse make it. And El Camino left us with, Jesse makes it.
So Cranston and Aaron Paul have teamed up again with Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Elaine from Seinfeld. They're going to come out with a comedy about a pawn shop.
At least in on watching and seeing how it is, for sure. And like, that is such a good show that, and I'm biased. Like, whatever Bryan Cranston does forever, I'm at least going to give it. I'm gonna give it a chance, even if it looks shitty. But he don't do shit. Everything he does is good. And I just love that movie. I love that show. More than any.
Fresh Prince was classic for me because
is that your number 2 behind Martin?
Well, it's
What's
up
your
there
5? You have a list? Let's hear your list.
I got Martin. I got Fresh Prince. Regardless of what he's done after,
we don't need qualifiers. Own it.
I got the Cosby Show up there.
Yeah,
the Cosby Show is high up there for me. And it may be sounding a little douchey, but I used to love Growing Pains. Did you watch Growing Pains? Did anybody watch Growing Pains in here?
Yeah, with Kirk Cameron?
Yeah.
I used to love Child of the 80s.
I used to love Growing Pains.
Growing Pains.
I used to love Growing Pains. And I loved Home Improvement. I don't know why I like that stupid ass show. Home Improvement. Yeah. Home Improvement. It's too many to make a top 5. It's too many to make a top 5. But yeah, Martin, Fresh Prince, Cosby. I didn't even throw The Wire in there. It's tough. It's tough. But yeah, hell, I loved Roseanne. I used to think that show was hilarious too. It's a lot, man. It's tough.
I wrote down 1 through 5, but again, I mean, Breaking Bad is 1. That's what I can guarantee.
That's in a whole other, that's in a whole other stratosphere though.
Yeah, 2 through
that
20.
Was
I mean,
the
I
best
can be
show. Yeah. Okay.
So,
who you got?
I wrote. So I don't know. Did you ever watch any Boardwalk Empire?
I did watch a little bit of that. I heard that was great.
Boardwalk might be number 2 for me.
That's up there on my list as well. It's a great show.
I love time periods.
Me too.
And this takes place during the bootlegging days of the 20s and Prohibition. And I love that part of American history anyway. And I fucking worship Steve Buscemi.
I'm all about historical fiction is great. That's why I like Deadwood, because all the characters actually existed in Deadwood.
Correct. Yeah, you put real characters into not always factual scenarios, but I love that shit. And I love gangster history. And Boardwalk Empire takes you through what wound up being the early mafia families, because the mafia that we knew in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, that all that Godfather shit came from Prohibition and bootlegging. Lucky Luciano, dudes like that. Yeah. Meyer Lansky, all these badass bootleggers from the 20s, all these badasses.
You know what? I'm gonna have to put Fargo up there, the series, in my top 5.
The series? Yeah. The movie was fantastic.
The series.
I haven't watched the series.
Yes.
Okay.
The series is amazing.
And it's a genius concept, Rudy, because every story's different, every season's different, but they all take place in Fargo. They're all based
in and around the Fargo area.
In and around.
Yeah.
Some are related to each other. Like there's one of them is a story of like a guy's granddaughter, but then you see his story from when he was young. And
every season's a different decade, in Fargo, but it all connects to the movie. Like it's a direct sequel from the movie.
Oh, yeah. Another show that had us in the chokehold was Shameless. Shameless was really well done as well. And Curb, I don't know how I'm leaving Curb out. Like Curb, didn't Larry David, did he write Seinfeld? He was one of the writers on Seinfeld.
Yeah, he and Jerry.
Yo, Curb, it's some classic shit that happens on Curb. I don't know if I can put it in top 5, but Curb will have your side hurting. Larry David is he's a borderline genius for sure.
Did y'all watch The Sopranos when it was out, or did you watch it after?
I did
every episode.
After.
That was the show for me that started off what wound up being the renaissance of great television on cable, HBO and Showtime.
So that's Breaking Bad, Boardwalk Empire, Sopranos, right? Okay.
Yellowstone, Succession. I loved Succession with Kieran Culkin, the family that was like they were all the sons and daughters of the media mogul. That ended 2 years ago.
So you weren't. So I'm kind of catching a vibe from you. So were you a billionaire guy?
Started watching it and then lost track of it. And I love Paul Giamatti, and I would be willing to go back and rediscover Billions. I thought
Billions.
I watched the first
Billions.
4.
There you go.
Yeah, The Americans, I thought was awesome, about the 2 Russian spies that ingrained themselves in American culture and became Americans, but they were the whole time actually spying for Russia. I loved that. I loved Roseanne back in the day when I was a kid.
Roseanne was well done, dude.
My favorite 80s shows. My favorite shows of the 80s were back when it was all just sitcoms. Roseanne and the Cosby Show were the two.
The Cosby.
That's the 2 shows I never missed. Cosby Show and Roseanne. The 90s, my favorite sitcom was Frasier, because I loved Cheers in the 80s too, and I loved Frasier, the spinoff to Cheers. And of course,
I thought you were a Cheers guy. I was like, Mike's a Cheers guy.
Cheers, and I loved Frasier more than Cheers. And actually, Frasier's now out again. They've released new seasons. Yeah, of him, and he's now 70. His son's grown. He broke up with Laura Linney, and he's single, and he's back. He's teaching at Harvard. So actually, Frasier's currently on again, which and it's not amazing, but it's nostalgic for me, and so I like to watch it every week because it's nostalgic.
So was Three's a Crowd? Was he knocking them down, or was he a switch hitter?
What?
Three's a Crowd. Three's Company.
With Jack Ritter, with John Ritter.
Yeah.
No. I don't think that.
Was he wasn't knocking them down?
He tried to, but they never let him. Like, he always was trying to get with I love Three's Company. Love it. I loved Miami Vice in the 80s too, you know.
Wait, so Mike, no Friends, no Seinfeld for you?
I didn't get into
stereotyping you here.
In the 90s, I liked Frasier and Cheers, and I liked The Cosby Show. When did The Cosby Show end? Like 94, 95?
Somewhere around there.
Friends was good, and I never watched it until I started dating Nina, and I like it now. And then my kids love it, and so I watch it with them. Yeah. The old reruns, and they're good. I like them.
I'm surprised no one in the chat, because AD, owner text here, he still watches The Office every night. I'm surprised no one in the chat is, but I've never watched an episode of The Office. I don't know The Office. I don't know the characters, but it's one of those cultural phenomenons for sure.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny, but I just never. You can't watch it all, man. You know, there's too many good TV shows.
Yeah,
especially
too much.
now. And from about from the Sopranos until about 2015, that's probably been the greatest 15 year. From 2005 to 2015, that's the greatest 10-year period for television in the history of this country. That's when just HBO and Showtime were getting involved in making television series, and just after that, you didn't watch network shows anymore, hardly ever. You watched HBO's lineup and Showtime's lineup with Shameless and that kind of shit, which I love. Yeah. By the way, worst finale to a great series ever.
Which
Shameless.
one?
The final episode of Shameless was ass.
It's you know what I'm realizing, it's hard to end a series. I don't care how good the producer, writer, director is. It's hard to end a series.
Which is why
everybody
Bad is number one.
Bad, right? Exactly.
Because you can't ever top the final Breaking Bad. Even Sopranos took a lot of shit for how it ended. I liked it. I liked how it ended. Again, everyone needs closure. No, you don't. Just let something be great. Just let it end.
Yeah.
Just let it go to commercial. Let it go to black. I think I'm okay with that. All right. What else today? We're getting late, and I got shit to do. Texas Cheer Liquor. Speaking of AD, he is the official liquor store of our show. Are you working Saturday, by the way, or do I need to come do post game with you at Texas Cheer Liquor? Because I will if I have to, unless LG
What time
can
is the game?
3:00. Longhorns Clemson, first ever playoff game in Austin.
We'll talk off air.
Let's talk off air. All right, very good. Texas Cheer Liquor, the official liquor store of In the Building here on Love You Hard TV. All right, so LG's wrapping up his Tokyo run here. So, and I saw people have been sending me, Asian booze, Japanese booze to be specific. Sports Medic 22 has a request for so wondering how AD comes up with the different mixes.
Which
for these
one?
lit kits.
Okay.
Says if the boss man, Mr. Singh's looking for a new idea for a lit kit, you might recommend creating a version of an Itaewon soju kettle. Usually has a mix of soju, Yakult yogurt drink, fruit juice, and Sprite in a pitcher over ice.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
It's called Itaewon soju.
It's not a bad, as long as you can drink it over ice, because big part of the lit kit is, filling it up with ice and stirring it and making sure it's served cold. So if all those things go well over ice, then yeah, that works. But I wanted to also, this is AD gave us this. This hasn't been opened. This for me is the Texas Cheer barrel pick of the year. They've had quite a few barrel picks, but this 1792 full proof, 125 proof, this is the best barrel pick that he's had this year for me, and it's not even close. And it's priced at only $49.99. He gave us this for studio, so when LG gets back and we're in studio, we will sample it. But this for me, since we're doing, greatest of all time, it's the end of the year, this was the barrel pick of the year. The 1792 full proof. Make sure you let them know In the Building sent you.
All right, very good. And whether you get that or the lit kits or whatever, it's all 5% off when you mention In the Building at any of the 7 area Texas Cheer Liquors. You got 6 in San Antonio, 1 in Bernie, Texas. It is Texas Cheer Liquor, the official liquor store of In the Building. All right, LG, when do you head out, man? When do you leave? It's late there. I guess you leave in the morning in Japan.
Yeah, tomorrow morning. Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Wait, what's tomorrow morning? It's already tomorrow morning.
Yeah, it's after midnight right here. So
yeah, so you got a flight in the morning. Well, dude, you're not feeling great and you got to travel. Do you want to take the day off tomorrow?
No, I'm good for 9:30. We have to do a night show because
all right. Okay. If you land and decide you need some sleep, dude, I'm fine with letting you have a night off. Honestly,
actually,
let me know.
The time change will make me be awake. So.
All right. Hardcore, man. It took Nina 3 days to recover from. She spent 18 days in Japan, and when she got home, it took. She laid in bed for 3 days, 3 straight days. I was worried about her. She was jet lagged like I never seen. So, happy trails, and you're not feeling great either. So if you get sick, dude, we can take the day off. Seriously, so get home safe. All right, y'all wish LG a happy homecoming. Safe travels. Where do you go? L.A. to San Antonio? Is that your route?
Always.
All right,
that's
sir.
All right,
route. That's it. We're done. Thank you, Rudy. Thank you, LG. I'm mad at Taylor Sheridan. Taking time off from him. We're done. We'll see you boys in here probably tomorrow night. Definitely tomorrow night. On In the Building. See ya.
Later.
This program was made possible by contributions from viewers and listeners like you. Thank you.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.